please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
First, let's get to the big interview of the day. ITC is not giving up on the 1 lakh crore revenue target by 2030 for FMCG businesses, but it could be delayed by a couple of years. A word of optimism and confidence coming in from the ITC CEO, Sanjeev Puri. Speaking exclusively to Shireen Bhan, he revealed that ITC will soon foray into new categories to drive FMCG growth. The company will also launch new products like frozen snacks, dairy beverages in the year ahead.
You took over in February of 2017. You've seen the GST rollout, and all of this has had a fair degree of disruption on the business ecosystem. Given where we stand today, and the fact is that consumption continues to be the big growth driver, the big growth engine, what are you seeing in terms of the macros before I start to talk to you about the micros?
First of all, let me say that GST was a very welcome step. It's indeed truly a transformative reform that is going to create a common Indian market, and it augurs well for the economy. So whilst there were some hiccups, and I would say that in fact hiccups are perhaps less than I thought that we would have.
Okay.
But the good thing is they are behind us, and we are much more stable today.
And do you get a sense that at least on the taxation front, on the regulatory front, that we are now in a stable regime? Is that what you're factoring in? Because the cess is now, and the changes with the cess are over and done with. GST collections are picking up, so the pressure to revise the cess perhaps has abated somewhat. What is your own sense on the tax environment?
Well, it's difficult to predict, but I am an optimist. So I hope that that's what will happen during the year.
Let me then ask you about the micros and start by asking you about the cigarette business, because while it continues to contribute about half your revenues, it is 90% of the EBIT. What is the trend now in terms of volume growth? Do you believe the decline that you've been witnessing quarter after quarter is now on the way to being arrested?
Well, as you know, the big concern that we have always had with the cigarette industry is that with high increases in taxation, which is about more than 200% in the last few years, the unintended consequence is that the legal industry takes a blow and illegal grows. And today, 1 in 4 cigarettes in India are actually illegal.
What is the big vision that you now have as far as this part of the business is concerned, which continues to be the profit driver for ITC?
Fundamentally, I think the most important to us, what is most important, is that we should not be ceding ground to anybody else, whether it is competitors, and more importantly, through illegal or through other forms of consumption.
Let me talk to you now about the FMCG business, because that is where most people are keen to understand what the strategy is going to be going forward. Give me a sense of what we can expect in terms of new categories that you intend to get into. When we last spoke, you had spoken about 4 categories. You've already launched your frozen shrimp business. You've already started your foray into the skincare business via an acquisition of Charmis. So, you know, give me a sense of what next as far as new categories in the FMCG business.
This year, as you mentioned, we've entered 4 new categories. We've put in about 30 plus new products into the market. In the year ahead, we will see an equal number of new categories that we will get into, a larger number of new product launches, and some of the categories that you will see us, or in fact, one of them that is getting rolled out as we speak is really frozen snacks.
Okay.
So it should be in the market very soon with the ITC MasterChefs under the ITC MasterChef brand. Right now we are doing the institutional piece, which will be followed by the real consumer side of it. Then we will be coming out with dairy beverages very soon, and there will be at least another 2-3 categories that we will get into during the course of the year.
The target for the FMCG business is a fairly aspirational one at 1 lakh crores in revenues by 2030. Are you on track to be able to get to that number? I'm looking at your revenue picture for FY16, 9,751 crores, FY17, 10,522 crores, 9 months FY18, 8,277 crores. Are you on track to meet that number, or is it more aspirational in nature?
So you're right, it's an aspirational target, but nonetheless we are committed to that target, definitely. and that's how we are gearing up the enterprise. And that's the reason why we continue to widen and deepen our portfolio. We continue to strengthen our reach, our direct distribution. We are entering newer categories. And all of this is really directed towards achieving the goal that we have. Yeah, of course, the growth rates, I do understand, need to be much higher to be able to get to that figure by 2030. Yeah, so it may get delayed by 2-3 years, that's fine. But we are really gunning for that figure, and that's how we are organizing ourselves to get there. We are not giving up on that target.